Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans and Randomania fans. Welcome and thank you for joining us on yet another weekly community race here. I'm Caleb and I'm joined in the booth. It's my first time doing commentary with you, Luffy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great tonight, Caleb. Getting ready for a fantastic race. Monday nights are for racing, and I'm ready to get it going.
Yep, so I'm going to drop the gates here. We're going to get the runners going. We have a floor entrance shuffle. We got 2 dud locations, and we've got some new folks on stream. So Cyranus and Dangwu, they're sort of the old pros at this, where Shadow Flames coming out from behind the tracking booth, going to show what he's learned watching everybody during the co-op tournament. And Tom Strife, this I believe is the first time I've seen him do a restreamed race, so we're rooting for Tom Strife to kind of show up and show out, and maybe Shadow Flames will also kind of surprise us. It's always fun seeing newer runners show up, and you know, I remember a couple years ago I was in the same boat. So what do we got for magic?
Alright, so white magic. We got wall level 1, not bad.
We got mute, underrated, lovely spell. If it lands, it can shut up any fiend, and if you get that max evade paired with the mute strats, it feels real good, because then you're just sitting pretty and just hoping you don't get crit.
That's right.
But I think the best sweeper we saw at level 1 was Fire 2. So Fire 2 will get the job done early for these runners, especially with a earth floor here, lots of low HP enemies, and potentially if we can dig up that mummy pack, a Fire 2 should roll through those and get us some decent experience right off the bat. If we get that's like 2 to 5 mummies, I think is the pack.
I believe so.
Ooh, spiders. Spiders or arachnids coming with frost does not feel good. And Cyranus making the run to the Hall of Giants as Dangwu first to get through the floor and finds the marsh split. So it's lovely finding this early, and it leads to the 2 free chests on the Kraken side. -4 pro capes. Nah, it's fine. I mean, it's fine.
Pro capes are pro capes. You'll take them.
Yeah, and at the bottom we got Sarda, so we're going to get our first key item check here. And it's a crown. So crown's pretty useful. We don't have the wonderful shuffled Astos option yet on the beta site, but literally one of my favorite flags to see. Astos can be anywhere, so sometimes that crown can be a free check. And Tom Strife going to head north in the marsh split and leads to the TFC floor. So this is a scarier floor. The Fire 2 is not going to be as helpful unless we catch some ghosts.
Even then, Fire 2, not the best sweeper for ghosts. Should do a little bit of damage, but you're just hoping to run on through.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about these party comps. So we see Dangwu running the Fighter Thief White-Black, Tom Strife running a variant of that with the Black Belt Thief White-Black, Shadowed Flames and Cyranus. I think Cyranus is running, also running the Black Belt. I think Shadowed Flames is running a 3-person party. So yeah, Cyranus with the black belt, white, black, sort of I like to call it the Oreo cookie. He just rearranged the party the right way. No, he's running fighter thief,
black
white
belt.
Is that black belt?
It's a fighter black belt, white black on Shadow Flame side.
That can do some work.
Yeah, I mean versatility.
Yeah. And Cyranus picks up TOF and top side of marsh split beneath the TFC floor, so we're gonna get the Garland kill. Tom Strife gonna head down and get his crown from Sarda. And Shadow Flames making his way to Provoca. Nope. Gonna make me a liar. I'm gonna stop trying to anticipate where people are going.
A quick U-turn right there, real quick. Going back to some resources. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. So what's your general approach when it comes to floor entrance shuffle, Luffy?
So I definitely like checking out Topher right away. You want to see what that is. Maybe you get lucky and have Topher be there where it should be. And if it's not, I try to work myself over to Matoya Provoca area. I like saving by the bridge. to give myself an option. I'll walk up to Matoya. If there's nothing there, I reset out, head on over to Provoca, and just keep working my way in a clockwise direction around the inner sea.
So when you get that when you get the canal, where do you like to go to first? Do you just start continuing that continent by continent clearing and checking with Melmond continent, or are you gonna head south and try to see what's in Onrak and Ordeals if you got the canoe?
If I have the canoe, Onrak and Ordeals probably be my second stop. I'd like to get over to Crystal Lake and check the key item over there, but with entrance shuffle, you never know where that's going to be.
True. And Cyrenus, it looks like he found the Titan's East entrance in Provoke, and he took a reset. I wonder what we're doing here. Did he lose his Garland kill? And Dangwu with the Bridge of Destiny find. So that was beneath TFC. Okay. So where was TOF then? Oh, TOF was TOF. Okay. I thought that was the Marsh North split. All right. Floor intern shuffle, difficult to track 4 at a time. That's why we got 2 trackers. We got Tannen and Dingo Brewer helping us out with the tracking today. It's their second time tracking, so always nice to see new faces, not only in the broadcast booth, but on the restream itself. Super exciting. This Garland rolled quite a bit of HP today.
Yeah, I think he's above, what, about 250 there, give or take?
Yeah, about that. He's soaked quite a bit of damage before that. I think it was the second or third fire 2 got him down. Right. And there's Shattered Flames getting the information about Titan's East or Titan's West being in Provoca. Which if we get the early Ruby, that can be a cheeky little check to go through the Titan wormhole, because walking out of the other Titan's interest can put you in a spot on the world map where you might have access to a different entrance that might otherwise be locked to you. For instance, it might walk out of Titan's West and you can walk into the Sardis Cave entrance, or you could walk out of the Bahamut double bottom Cardia Island. But with this flag set, we have dead ends turned off, so not as advantageous as the Titan's West Sarda connection, but lots of little cheeky checks that can be done with the Titan's Strophe.
Yeah, that is correct. And Titans is incentivized tonight, so there is an item they're going to want to check in there when they find that ruby.
And Shadowed, our first runner on stream to find Crescent Lake, finds it in Elfland just beneath the tiny ice floor. So, new key item check here from the old men. This is the ruby. This could be fun. Oh.
Ooh. Just some demolition material.
Yeah. More importantly, it's 10% extra XP with these flags. So 10% per key item is really healthy XP. It's when you're playing with that level of XP, it feels like there's a natural progression to your development of your characters, but it also doesn't feel like you have to grind. Like 10% per key item, like I feel like it's almost, you can just take fights as you go and level up pretty well, and that's, for me, that's one of my favorite feelings as a runner. And in the Crescent Lake shop, we find the Pro Ring +2, the Silver 1 bracelets, so mage starter packs, but kind of pricey. And a level 6 Fade, Lit 2, Lock 2, I believe that was Lightning 3 or Fire 3.
Yeah, decent magic there at level 6, but I'm going to have to get some levels before you get any charges there.
Oh yeah. And Cyrenus with the bold play to do mouse cursor strats. And I just realized I don't have chat up, so hang on a second. It's a rookie mistake, Luffy.
Yeah, that's alright. We all make them from time to time. Oh, Cyrenus finding Gaia there. Cure 4, level 7. And Warp level 7. Oof.
Yeah, that doesn't feel great.
No.
Warp, Exit, 2 of the most important spells when it comes to these entrance floor shuffle flags. Being able to dive all the way to the bottom and just sort of burn resources as you go because you have that exit strategy is so important. Is Dangu takes the ultimate exit strategy and just resets out of the Lich floor.
Yeah, only a couple charges of fire too. He's not going to want to bother taking that fight right now, but definitely making a note of it for later.
And Dangu gets to the bottom of that Lich cave and realizes that he forgot Lich's birthday cake back at home. So he's going to come back when he's got the cake. Tom Strife getting the information about Titans. Gonna mark that down, take his notes. As Cyrannus already on his horse into the Northwest Castle. It's Canary Castle.
Alright, 2 key items here as well. The bottle.
Pretty good, considering we just found Gaia, and now we have the canoe, yeah.
That's a movement item you like to see.
Yeah. Always like getting the canoe before the floater.
Absolutely.
Especially if that bottle turns into the floater. Oh man, then we're going to be going fast.
Yeah, that's the kind of deal you're looking for.
Yeah, I was laning 3 there. All right, and then Tom Strife gets the in. Oh, I thought Tom Strife was going to do it.
He faked us out for a second there.
He was on the Hearts and Minds play there for a second. So did we see in the Canaria item shop, did we find camping equipment? Because I've noticed both Dangu and Tom Strife reset out of the Lich floor back to Canaria, and it's sort of surprising that, yeah, there's... Well, this is the Crescent Lake shop with the 60 cent.
Lake,
yeah.
Decent price houses. Under 1,000's not so bad.
Yeah, those 60 gold cabins, though, just buy like 30 of them.
Yeah.
And bottle turns into ruby.
Ah, there you go. So that'll be another key item check.
Yeah, so Cyrannus just sort of like that, like Spider-Man, just webbing around the intercontinent, just getting slingshot from entrance to entrance with these key items.
Still looking for that canal to break out of the intercontinent, or maybe if this ruby turns into the floater, we don't need the canal.
Mm-hmm. We still haven't seen the marsh cave entrance, and Dangwu taking a little grind here on the little ice floor before Crescent Lake. It's a heads-up play. There's only a town in the overworld above you and below you, and if he can consistently find these Frost Wolves, Fire 2 will get it done.
Yeah, you're gonna get a couple levels early. Not a bad play. Definitely want to have a few extra charges of that Fire 2, if that's the only spell we're gonna have for a little while.
Yeah. With Deep Towns, it's going to be interesting. And Cyrannus rewarded with a Massa -2 and Adamant.
Alright, so we got our Dwarf starter pack. Once we find it, we can make those turn-ins.
Yeah, it's always good to find the Collector's Edition Dwarf material.
Yeah.
Just where it's packaged together.
The only thing better than that is when you find lazy dwarves.
Mm-hmm. I prefer lazy dwarves in sequence. I'm gonna get picky with my lazy dwarves. I want Adamant to turn into TNT to turn into Key. Because if it's TNT that turns into Adamant that turns into Key, it's like they're jerk dwarves at that point. Like, come on, guys.
They're just
or if it turns into another fetch that sends you back to dwarves, it's like, really?
I'll give you Matoya's crystal, which will give you the key, and then come on, guys.
Yeah. Or if it's like Adamant that turns to crystal that turns to the TNT that turns into the bottle which turns into the key, and you're just like, I hate you. I hate you. Why would you do? Hey, and we do have the Titan's wormhole active, and we're gonna get to see what Sarda's entrance is. So Cyrannus making the big brain plays here, exploring the world he has available to him. And it's congratulations. So both splits pretty early is good. We're still looking for 3 other Fiend floors. We found the Rod Lock. We haven't found Cube Lock yet, so we don't know if any of those are gating progression. As Shadowed Flame, second runner on stream to grab his canoe. Right side C split, Cardia Treasure.
Katana. and actually rolled positive. I never see the katana roll positive whenever I play, but good for them.
So you're just going to walk that katana 3 out, save it, and do left side. And Shadowed Flame's going to be our first runner to go to Marsh. Yes!
All right.
I love it. And there's Matoya.
All right.
So nothing really branching too deep off the sea split or the marsh split. So we have yet to see that mega dungeon. And Cyranus finds another katana in Matoya's. So what she's doing with that ceremonial sword, the world will never know. But Shadowed catches Grimps with Squint and says, "No, not today, Satan. I'll come back later."
Got to appreciate the fact that both splits didn't roll super deep, so that's pretty good feels right there.
It is an anecdotal observation from Deep Towns is that when you activate Deep Towns, the entrances, or the dungeons don't seem to be too deep on average, so they might only be 3 to 5 floors deep, as opposed to those mega dungeons that we've seen where it's just like, you go down 5 floors and there's the marsh split. You go down the marsh split south a few more floors and there's the sea split. And it's just like this spiraling nightmare of exploration. As Cyranus is in his own spiraling nightmare with Gerwolves with Cremate.
Oof.
So that's going to make a lot of these overworld walks sort of treacherous because Gerwolves are fairly prominent in this in the early starting area and in big packs too.
Oh, looks like he got that on his walk out, too. Got to go back in for these items.
And Tom Strife makes it through the marsh seafloor and gets a power bunk out of it.
Ooh.
Dangwu encounter manipulating. Decent payout there for Tom.
Yeah, 7 chests in that room. That was pretty good.
Executes a dragon just for funsies.
Just ridding the world of Charizards while he's at it.
Yeah. And Dangwu right behind him. Cyranus coming back through the Titan wormhole finds the Gerwolves with Fog 2. Fog 2 and Cremate Wolves. Can't see me.
They're just going to make you wait while they mow you down.
Yeah. And so Cyranus, with the early exploration lead, now sort of kind of running back uphill like a slippery slope with these Gerwolves, just not letting them get out of here, but we do it. Shadowed Flames dealing with the Squinty Grimps. So it looks like our play here is going to be to break out the Inner Sea, so I would imagine Cyranus may be the first to do that after he checks this Matoya entrance. Unless we see somebody use the river system. Is that what Shadow's gonna do? Shadow's...
I think we found Canalia. This might be the play. I don't think there's Canalia.
Yeah. So Cyranus is gonna do the rod lock.
Oh.
See what's over here.
Shadow Flame is gonna go the south route over there through the swamp.
So incentive location is Earth Cave, so this isn't the canal could be here. I like the walking path south of the river. If you're hesitant about the river encounters, those Hydras punch hard. We don't want to gamble on Karibs having a nasty script.
I believe I saw Karibs with Toxic too, so that does make sense.
Yeah, then we're not getting in that river at all.
Heads up play there by Shadowed.
Yeah, he's watched a lot of co-op to know how nasty seeds can get, so.
That's right.
One of my favorite things to do with Deep Towns is you save it in the end, and then you just reset out, and you're back on the world map. It's like a free warp spell.
That is definitely one of the cheeky plays that I like to do, and something 7-8 layers deep.
And Crescent Lake is mermaids.
Free boxes. Ooh.
This is not an incentivized location, but a lot of boxes to open. Just a reminder, we do have incentive main and fetch NPCs, Ice Cave ordeals, the Titan Strove, as you mentioned earlier, Luffy, the Earth Cave, the volcano. There's our canal.
There you go.
Sky Palace, and Canary Aloft. Now, what could be interesting here, there's always a lot of talk in the Discord about variants and routing choices, and should Shadow Flames continue this river system exploration and go to Volcano, or Excal 5 is huge,
You like that?
And find an incentive floater, this could be a floater or a canal-less seed for him, while Cyrenus and anyone else that does the Earth floor may spend a little bit more time sailing. So it's going to be interesting to see how the travel items pan out here.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I know that I've done a seed or two where I find the floater late, or I find the floater when I've already done a few of the fiends, and never a feel-good feeling.
No. But say if he finds like dwarves in Volcano or Ice Cave, and it's like key and floater or something like that, it's never going to be that good. But if it's like
I mean,
like a fetch item and floater, like that'll be pretty good.
Oh man, the delusions of grandeur over there, Caleb.
It's wishful thinking, I think.
Unfortunately, though, Shadow never picked up the ruby to turn into the adamant, so if we do find dwarves, he's gonna have to double dip.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's the big curry pack.
Yeah.
And
Oof.
it's gonna change our approach here. So he's gonna abandon the Volcano ice play, looks like. Can't blame him for that.
Nah, that's those Caribs can roll 6, 7 in a pack. You never like to see that.
Yeah, and if we don't have a lot of cabins or tents, we're not gonna be able to take advantage of just of a save scum. But Big Eyes with the damage poison on Cyrenus. A lot of nasty scripts as Dangu gets a second katana. That's the third katana I think we've seen now. I think there were... Is he in... No, he's in the C-split. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's the first one we found, yeah.
You'll get the second one if he heads left.
I'm surprised we're seeing as much chest checking as we are with no loose items.
Yeah, can't say I disagree with that, but I mean, only fire 2. Maybe they're looking for, an item, magic item.
That's true. It's true. Maybe some early gold or something like that too. Item magic is vanilla, so we might.
Yep, right.
So I mean, light axe will do some work. In certain situations, mage stick, Zeus gauntlet, those are always handy to find. A black shirt if we're real lucky, and Cyrenus with the 23-minute or 22-minute and change bridge boss. Shadowed Flame gonna grab his canal here. So pretty linear, unless something exists in the Volcano ice cave entrances that we saw Shadow abandon in Cyrenus. What are you doing, Cyrenus? Is he gonna go fight the Lich at like level 5?
That's a spicy play right there.
With just fire 2 and light axes? Alright, at the 23-minute mark, Cyrenus proving he's got the biggest brain of us all. Let's see what this Lich does, and we're gonna fight, we're gonna mute, we're gonna fire 2, we're gonna fire 2. So swing with the Masa 2-3 at 66 damage, fire 2 rolls in for I didn't see the damage. Mute, ineffective. Another fire 2 for 106, so we're getting the work in, so things go favorably. This could be the round that takes down Lich. 73, we're gonna need more than that, and down goes the White Mage, so no more mute strats. And we got 6 more fire 2s between the Black Mages. If Lich launches a spell, this could be trouble. Lich rolled pretty high on HP, it looks like.
A little beefy there.
These Fire 2s are rolling low.
Bosses tonight are 33% to 300%, but no clamps, so they could be anywhere, and he gets them.
Alright, so down goes Lich. Cyrannus is going to be our first runner on stream to light an orb about a minute after he pulled the fight.
Dingo Brewer in chat pointing out that maybe the runners are still on shard hunt mode with opening these boxes in chat, and you know we have been playing a lot of shard hunt lately, so that could be.
It could be. It could be our runners just like opening boxes. I know it's one of my favorite things to do. It's a hard habit to break in the racing strategies because the runners that go the fastest, they have like a minimalist approach to them, and they don't take as many boxes as you would think. Make it work with the few boxes that they do check. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. My biggest problem right now is I'm learning is letting go of boxes. I tend to open too many.
Mm-hmm. Dangmu Tom Strife headed converging on the vampire. Cyrannus replenishing his item supplies. Cat Claw +1, that's pretty neat. Alright.
I think that was Sahags with Stone Touch over there on Denglu's side.
Ugh. Oh, we did see the Sahags, red Sahags on the Earth spike tile. It's a little spooky scary. Never like seeing Stone Touch.
No.
Especially on enemies that roll in packs of more than one. And Tom Strife gonna head to River Play. I don't know if he's got the Toxic Karib information. Maybe he does, because that was an immediate reset.
Quick reset.
But he's gonna get rewarded here with the Mermaid Play. Gonna get some decent money, some decent gear. And here comes Cyrannus, ignoring the free canal, being thorough with the sort of like the condensed continent checks.
Mm-hmm.
In these sorts of flags, especially in a group race setting, I have the mindset that when you get a key item that you think other runners might not have yet, I feel like you push that advantage. So like, I'm surprised to see Cyrannus not push out the inner sea and head to the Melmond Earth Cave areas.
Shadow Flames did though. He's over there. Melmond is the first floor of the Mirage Tower.
And a Flame Force Sword is gonna almost be in-game equipment if we don't promote. It's a pretty good sword.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, you gotta love finding these chest locations right on the top floor of dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, this is a vanilla top floor or first floor, but so just some money in that flame sword. But all the money right now is really good because we still haven't found Elfland or Provoca, and we're gonna need spending money. Another free floor for Shadowed Flames, and Tom Strife gonna be the first runner to show us what's inside the volcano. I'm hoping for dwarves. And it's Earth 4. This is a decent floor to open some free boxes too.
I believe we have, what, 9 boxes on that floor?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's going to go through and check the next layer down before he doubles back. Considering that's a top layer of a dungeon right there. I can't say I blame him with that play.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play. Get to the bottom, see if there's anything here, and if there isn't, we can just reset out and check the boxes if we want, and there's Kraken.
Ooh, okay.
So it's pretty good.
Deep. Not bad.
Yeah. So writing it down, making his notes, Cyrannus on the way to Ice Cave. So we got 2 fiends identified now.
I think that was 3. I think we saw Tia, Lich, and Kraken.
You're right. You're right. We did see the Bridge of Destiny. Thank you.
Yeah. So just missing Carrie and her swinging swords.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
And ice.
slimes over there on Shadow Flame side.
That's a good. That's hey, we got fire too. We can make this work. And we get level 3 and 4 magic as Cyranus and Tom Strife find Elfland in the ice cave, and there's Brack, Ice 3, and Temper. So we might see Cyranus go back and just try to cheeky Brack Kraken.
That's a pretty loaded level 3 right there. Invis and Lamp.
Oh, Lamp. I never bought into the Lamp strats. But single target and Viz I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Life 2, Cure 2, Harm 3. Pretty okay level 4 white magic.
Life 2 is a spell you like to see.
Especially in that third slot, as it will be Red Mage learnable. And Nuke. There's our microwave spell.
And with 2 black mages, that'll be double casts of Nuke for Cyranus.
Yep. And Tom Strife selling off that Excal 5. Selling off. Did he sell? Okay. We kept a katana, so okay, cool. Whew. And we got Greggly Puff saying, Lamp, the best spell ever since it's worthless. There's a lot of other worthless spells. Might I interest you in some blind?
Interesting that Tom Strife hung on to the Vorpal there. I mean, no knight to swing that X-Cow, so I understand, but the Vorpal, sort of worthless as well with that katana.
Mm-hmm. He might not realize that the katana is basically an upgraded Vorpal. They have similar damage outputs, but the katana has a much better crit rate. But
both those swords are promotion locked too, so we'll see what happens later on.
Yeah, especially the Schrodinger's promotion, right, where we have a class like the Thief that is versatile and viable in a lot of flag sets, arguably better as a ninja. But the promotion gating the value of an increased value in that class also hamstrings the other melee member of his party with that black belt. So it's going to be interesting to see when Tom, or if Tom, chooses to promote. The same thing for Shadowed Flames too, with that black belt that he's running, the black belt fighter combo.
I'm honestly surprised that Shadow's kept all 4 warriors up to this point. I know that when I take a party of fighter, black belt, 2 mages, I'll kind of make a decision early on if I want to drop either the fighter or the black belt and just kind of go 3-man from that point, get some extra XP and some levels early on. So let's see if he makes that choice.
It's also interesting watching the runners run these black belts and still choosing to open boxes as Cyranus just sort of gets salt in the wound with opening boxes and finding wonderful night gear, that dragon +3 armor. We have philosophical debates in chat about all the wonderful spells and their inherent values. Some folks calling, Greggly Puff said, at least Confuse can kill pirates. Confuse? Absolutely. Confuse has a lot of value if you don't have early sweepers. It can confuse the enemies and just sort of get them fighting each other, fighting amongst themselves while you try to run. Shadowed Flames digs up Melmond, and Dangwu is returned to the birthday boy, but without the cake and just a bunch of matches.
Decent levels for Dangwu right here. He should be able to get through this fight.
Mm-hmm. First looking at level 5 magic. We got Harm 4 and A-Rub, the Keep Your Hands to Yourself spell, as Cyranus is going to... He's doing it. He's doing the thing. Level 5 Fast and Bane. Those are eligible for red mages. The lock will be gated behind promotion for the red mage, but available for the black mage. So pretty decent magic this seed. Nothing. We got early life. We got good sweepers. We have good evasion magic. This is pretty okay. We got the temper and the fast available before level 6.
Yeah, Temper at level 3 is great. You're going to want to see at least 7 to 9 charges of that to go into Topher. And Fast at level 5, pretty decent too. Should give you maybe like 6 charges. That's 1 for each fiend and, 1 to spare if something happens.
Yeah, and arguably, with these clamps, you might not even need the fast charges until you hit Kraken Tiamat. Definitely not for Lich, so even if you go in at a lower level and you've only got the 5 charges or 4 charges of fast, you should be fine. Especially with the low level nuke.
It's like Cyranus lost his black belt. Gonna continue on. Burning some ice 3s. That shares a level with Brack though.
Yeah.
Alright, he's almost there. Knocking at the door.
Strife gonna kill the vampire and get his canal. And let's see what Kraken does. We're gonna single target a Viz, Brack, and Brack. So hold comes out, and we're gonna keep the white mage from doing the single target on Viz, and both Bracks miss. So back to the Invis. Here comes nothing for Lady. It's gonna wait and just hope that this Brack gets it done.
Ooh, nice.
There's something to be said about hopes and dream strats. As Shadowed Flames finds Elfland Castle, I believe this was in the Earth Cave entrance, so checking his notes, writing stuff down. We don't have the herb. I believe it was Melmond was in the Titans East location. So if you're Shadowed Flames, now do you head on to back to the Ice Cave volcano entrances, or do you go south and bet on Onrak ordeals and waterfall entrances?
I mean, you haven't made the play down that way. I mean, I know that I'd be getting kind of antsy right now, 36 minutes in, feeling like not all is explored that I'd like to be at by now. I might make that play down there.
Yeah. So it's definitely a gamble, because you have to think that other people you're running in a group race setting are likely checking the local entrances, and if there is something, at least in my mind, if I leave behind an entrance that's early on, like say I just gamble and don't go to Matoya's or Provoca's for like the first 15 minutes, and I do like the Elfland in Northwest and all those entrances, and then come back to these closer to Canary entrances, it's in the back of my head, it's like, oh, whatever I needed was going to be right there. But because after you check like 2 entrances and it comes up nothing, you're just like, I'm wasting time. So
You got gold -3s for sale for 27,000 in Melman.
yeah, I think what the silvers roll +3, +4, something like that.
I think the silvers were +4, yeah. They were much cheaper.
Yeah, that's the way to go right there. So Cyranus coming back to the Rodlock. I did not see him pick up the rod.
Did not either. Oh, maybe he did lose his vampire kill.
He must have lost the vampire kill to those Gerwolves, so. And Shadowed Flames is coming back to the Ice Cave, and Dangwu headed south.
Interesting divergence. We'll see where this pays off.
I'm not surprised by Dangwu doing this. I feel like I can anticipate Dangwu's moves. The Tom Strife heads up player checking the spike tiles on the earth floor. Then I believe those Nightmare Evilmen, if they rolled in an HP range that is susceptible to a single nuke, that is a really good XP tile if you can survive a couple fights. As Cyranus changes his mind on the Earth Cave TFC. Dangle.
Nice. Found Bahamut.
Yep. Does not have the paperwork to turn in, but it's good to know we've completed orientation and we've located the Human Resources Department. So big reset for him back to the north side of the Onrak continent.
That's a pretty heads-up move right there.
Mm-hmm. And Tom Strife, the defense 2 sword. It's pretty neat.
Free
Defense.
cast of Bruise.
Yeah, I'm sorry, defense -2, but still pretty good. You're not going to be swinging that, but it doesn't really matter what the negative bonus is on it.
There you go. Onrak is Ice Cave. Another incentivized location here for Dengwo.
Mm-hmm. And Shadowed Flames picking up his level 3 and 4 spells. Grabbing Nuke and Quad X. Alright, Dangwu going to be our first runner to show us the waterfall entrance.
There you go.
Hey, it's the Dwarf Cave. We gonna snub the Hooray Dwarf, Dangwu? No. Just gonna execute
You are going to send
him.
him back enough. Whoopsie.
I thought he was gonna kill the Hooray Dwarf more than once. Oh no! So we get a chime. That's pretty good. That's always worth finding, especially if there's something in Mirage.
And
there's
Yeah,
so now Dangwu has faced with a difficult choice of, do I sail back to the Earth Cave to turn in the herb, or do I sail to Mirage and turn in this chime? What would you do, Luffy?
Well, I think for me, I'm definitely going to hit Ice Cave right here on the way out, just because I'm right here. But then, I seem to always get burned when I don't go to Mirage. Now, I know we got entrance shuffle on, but just something about that place tends to hold things. So I would make my play over to Mirage for sure.
I would probably sail to the middle of the Cardias, save, and then try to make a beeline for Earth Cave, turn in the herb, and just see what it is, because it could be our incentive opal bracelet, which would be not required, and if it's that, you could just reset and you'd be back in the Cardia Islands. Now, that could easily go wrong and we get another fetch quest item, and then all of a sudden we're falling down a rabbit hole following this thing. But I prefer following the incentive items.
It really depends also what's in this ice cave, because you got that floater here in the ice cave, and
this is true.
All bets are off.
Yeah, and then we could just do all of it. So Tom Strife confirms that the Elf Prince is still asleep. I like that play though, because there's sometimes you're running seeds and you think you've read the flags, but you run enough of them and you get confused. You might mix stuff up, and walking in there and just confirming that it's the Elf Doctor there and that we didn't have objective NPC shuffle on and I just forgot, kind of thing. Because I don't want to talk about how many times I've been running a seed and I've been looking for Bahamut, and I finally find the Bahamut cave, and I walk all the way to the end of the hallway, and it's the Elf Doctor just pacing around, and I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I ran a seed about a week ago and didn't notice that flag was checked and was looking for Bahamut for promo, and then sure enough, there he was standing next to the Sleeping Prince, one of my last locations.
Yeah, it's a terrible feeling, but Dangwu, getting the incentive loot, that is a required item and a welcome find, and really potentially one of our final remaining pieces of the puzzle. If we find Carrie above a cube lock or above the rod lock, we just need a key for go mode. Still still looking for a Provoca too, so. And Tom Strife finds a good pack to sweep out with Ice 3. Chimera's pretty good XP and very susceptible to Ice Magic.
Yeah, there's going to be some much needed levels right there for Tom. 44 minutes in, just hitting level 10.
Yeah, that doesn't feel... I'm sure that doesn't feel great for him, but he's making the right player to get a couple more levels. It's a shame he's doing this on a... just trying to dig up encounters, because it looks like he found a run in the encounter table to try to take that walking grind. The encounter rates being 0.5 in dungeons, it's going to be a little tricky to kind of dig up fights like this. Like, we might want to try to change strategies and just look for a spike tile to get some quick levels, even if it's not your super lucrative 3-eye double fighter or thin Gasty fight. Alright, Cyranus also gets zonked out of Elfland Castle. Alright. So while we got a little bit of a downtime before we see where Dangu's going to head, and Shattered Flames right on his heels with the route convergence, Cyranus, Tom Strife, cleaning up some checks, heading places that we've seen runners go to. I do want to let folks know that in just a few weeks, probably about a month from now, we're going to have the 2020 Fall League kicking off for the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to jump on a team, head on over to the website, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There will be a link to the Discord. You can come join us on the Discord, hang out with us, maybe find a team. There's still a lot of runners out there looking for teams, looking to get involved. And if you don't want to race, you just want to get involved with the community, like our wonderful trackers, Dingo Brewer and Tannen, you can be just like them and come hang out with us, do the broadcast with us, and join Luffy in the booth and just have a good time.
Yeah, that's right, Caleb. I got involved by watching YouTube videos, popped on the Discord, and here I am a few months later, you know, trying to help out any way I can.
That's awesome, dude. That's very much the path I took. Watching these videos, they just kind of showed up in my YouTube feed after watching some Z3R videos. And kind of was like, I loved this game as a kid, and I used to play it all the time, and just get my face kicked in by the Marsh Cave and then Ice Cave. And I remember I thought it was so big brain, because I would go to Ice Cave and get the floater and do promotion all before going to Volcano. I was like, I'm a genius. But Dangu, the biggest brain, finds Provoca, and we got level 2 Ruse and Life. This was it behind the chime, so wonderful pickup here. It will be another key item for us.
Indeed, it will be.
So when you played this,
night learnable too, so that's a good thing too.
And there's the birthday cake, Dangu. You left it in the desert, because that's where cakes go. And Cyranus picks up his chime, which we know is the gateway to Provoca. Was this a game you played a lot as a kid, Luffy?
Yep, it was. My buddy and I used to go over his house and play this game after school. I tended to watch while he played because it was his game. But he did let me run on pop every now and again, because, you know, we felt very big brain when we found the pop grind when we were about 10 years old. Like, oh yeah, here we go.
I'm gonna get so much levels. I'll finally be able to get through the Marsh Cave.
Yeah, right. Nothing like standing on pop, shooting out single target ice spells, trying to take down giants. And you do what you have to do to survive.
Yeah. I would wander around Elfland and kill ogres. And I would get so excited when I'd pull the pack with a green ogre and 2 regular ogres. So I was like, I can mess these guys up with my silver sword that I saved all my money for.
Silver sword, pretty decent mid-game weapon, so can't argue with those strats.
And look at us now. We got this thing all mixed up and crazy with entrance and floor shuffle. We got thief fixes. We got blurst gear. And this is only just a fraction of what's available on the beta site, where we have blurst classes where you need an advanced degree in programming to understand what happened to your characters. It's
I
not
still
that
don't
bad.
understand that yet. And I've tried. I mean, I played a seed the other day, and they had blurst classes. My black mage couldn't learn any magic. My thief had all the black mage spells. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that one definitely, the chaos mode on blurst classes is a wild ride. The standard blurst is pretty good because it's always fun when your black mage can equip a katana at level 1.
Yep, that's true. Dangwu finds a sandwich platter.
Dang, we're finding all the food. We got sandwiches in the desert. We got ice cream in the desert. I wonder if he's finding ice cream sandwiches. Or no, cake sandwiches. Dang it. I mixed my metaphors. I'm just thinking about ice cream sandwiches.
That does sound pretty tasty right about now.
Doesn't it, right?
Yeah.
Get that sticky chocolate cake. All right. Dangwu finally gonna head to the Earth Gate. Oh, we got the floater out of the pirates, so missed that. So apologies. Got excited talking about the nostalgia of playing this game, the randomizer. Dangwu gets the floater from the pirates and gonna get airborne.
Yeah, I believe his first stop's gonna probably be the Cardi Isles up there. Check all those entrances.
I'm gonna take an opposite guess. I will wager that Dangwu's first stop will be Earth Cave for that Elfin Castle turn-in.
He still does have to do the turn-in. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, because if that's the key, that's our potential go mode.
That's go fast time.
Yeah. But he makes fools of both of us and goes to Crescent Lake. So.
More boxes.
Yeah. So, Cyrannus with a 2-orb lead. Well, 1 orb lead over Dangwu, but with 2 orbs lit. Shadowed Flames is going to be our first runner to turn in the herb.
Moment of truth.
And there it is.
Oh,
so,
you called it. Look at that.
Sometimes my brain's just so big, Luffy. I don't know what to do about it.
I'd be wasting 5 minutes going up there to those islands.
I mean, we still got to go there because odds are that the carry floor is up there.
That's true. That's very true.
Whether it's behind a Q block that's up there or if it's the rod, I think the low percentage play is that it's going to be the rod that is gating carry, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say rod's probably blocking something like Marsh Bottom. Something, or Marsh Top, something that's not required.
So, after getting your airship too and making your turn in for the herb, would you go check out Canaria Locked as well, considering that's a incentivized location after picking up your key?
If I remembered the flags, absolutely I would. Especially with the airship. So when Dangwu does that, I think it's a little bit. Well, no, for Cyrannus, I guess it's just right there, and for Shadowed Flames, it's right there. You just kind of pop across the bay and hit that dock and just walk right into Northwest. Alright, now Dangwu's heading to the Earth Cave. He's going to get that key as Tom and Cyrannus high-five each other walking through that ice cave floor. Shadowed Flames making the play you called. So, don't sleep on these newer runners. Shadowed Flames, Tom, Strife making all the plays the veterans are making. And not that far behind them either, so.
Just a couple of orbs and anything can happen.
I think that's the one sort of advantage that experience really gives you. It gives you like the confidence to like, oh, I'm on the Kraken floor. Oh, these percents aren't that high. Let me just give it a shot. Because if I wipe, I'm just 1 floor down anyway, so it's not a full-time loss. And if I get it down, I never got to come back here. So, but I remember when I was first starting in the rando, like I'd be really hesitant about pulling some fiend fights because it would be it could be real scary if things go the other way.
Chat pointing out that Shadow Flames went left and down in the long hallway and ice. I know that I'm a down and left kind of guy. What's your preferred route, Caleb?
In ice, I'd probably go left and down because that way I'm still holding the direction button in vanilla entrances.
Gotcha.
So.
That's what I do in Sky 3 on the teleport floor. I go left and then up instead of right and up.
Yeah. As a kid, I would stagger it like steps up and to the right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tom Strife gonna grab his cube out of the canary locked here that Dangwu just picked up, and yeah, so for a floor entrance shuffle with like everything everywhere, we're seeing a lot of route convergence all over the place.
Seems like seeds are feeding them in that direction with the items we've gotten, with the magic we have. It's just kind of, been almost 4 converging paths all in the same direction.
And now Dangwu finds the town of Elfland in Ice Cave, so he's cleaning up the entrances he skipped, allowing our runners that have already been here a little bit of time to catch up. Cyrenus going to get the Provoca check done. Gonna be real happy to get that floater.
Indeed, he will be.
And Shattered Flames finally getting the ruby, so that he's probably gonna feel a little bit bad about that. Probably gonna kick himself in the butt just a little bit. But once he goes through the Titan's Trove, yeah, I think this is gonna be like a little test for him to see if sort of test his like nerve, because he's gonna get in there and realize that this is a check that's been available this whole time. Find the Masa and be like, oh no. So we'll see how he responds. Maybe he'll just be excited to have an in-game weapon.
Yeah, you'll be pretty upset that you hadn't had it the whole time, but you will be not so upset realizing that maybe it wasn't the floater or even the loot or something.
Yeah.
Floater would definitely be that feel-bad moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of I remember Spring Tournament 2019 in a race that I had against Lynn the Cat. I orphaned Matoya's until I had the crystal, and he checked Matoya's without the crystal, and in Matoya's boxes there was the Masa, and I went the entire seed because the crystal was the last key item I found, like after lighting 4 orbs basically, and it felt real bad that I didn't have that the entire seed. So it can be pretty bad feeling, but Shadow Flames gets the adamant, has his dwarf collection complete.
So right now, Dangwu making his Kraken dive. As Cyrenus looks like he's heading up toward past Onrak, maybe? Looks like he's looping back around.
Hey, we've got a Moogles Doodles hanging out in chat, cheering on Shadowed Flames. That's awesome. Always like seeing people's friends and family come out and cheer them on. And Moogles Doodles sharing that Shadowed was pretty nervous about helping out and racing, especially on a restream stage. So big kudos for Shadowed Flames and Tom Strife both being new runners and stepping up and letting us watch them and talk about what they're doing. I always found that when I would do races that were restreamed, especially early on, like watching them back with the feedback, it always kind of helped clean up my pathing and like fight insight and stuff. And Cyrenus digs up the Gaia entrance with the ordeals and says, no, I'm gonna gamble that I don't need to be here, because he knows he just needs Carrie.
Yeah, with loot and key, not really any need to go dive and get whatever item is there, unless Carrie for some reason is that low percentage behind the rod and the rod is in ordeals.
Or, as Cyrannus reminds us, could be behind the Oxyale.
Hmm.
Cheeky little play there, but Cyrannus does find our vendor item. It is the slab. We have Melmond. We found it in Titan's East. We have not found Lefane yet. Yeah, and Gregory Puff pointing out in chat that for Shadowed and Tom to just jump into a floor entrance shuffle is no easy feat. This is sort of, I wouldn't say like the hard mode of FFR, but it is the most challenging to sort of keep in your head and like organize your information and even just to track on pen and paper or in the web page that we have on the Discord for the and our resources and link. We have a handy dandy tracker that you can use. It's not easy, and it's not for the faint of heart because it can be punishing, especially with deep towns on.
Yeah, that's correct. It's not as brutal as it could be with these flags, but definitely what you would call advanced. That's for sure.
Yeah. I would argue, and I'm sure there's other people out there in the community that would agree, that a standard entrance shuffle is arguably more challenging than the floor entrance shuffle, but that's again one of those philosophical debates. As Dangwu is not going to leave an incentive location behind, it is going to clear through this pillar maze that Cyrannus gambled against.
Yeah, Gregory Puff in chat pointing out it's about organizing and also understanding how deep dungeons can be. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Shadow taking a pause there on the marsh split, probably checking his notes.
And Dangwu digs up a mage stick. It's pretty okay. I mean,
yeah, free casts of fire 2. Not going to turn that down.
But even better, gets a ribbon. It's -5, so fine. It's a vanilla ribbon, but gets the Oxyale, so the plot thickens between Dangwu and Cyrannus and the gambling on ordeals or not. Because we know Dangwu's going to head to Cardia soon, and he's going to see Onrak, and he's going to be able to walk right through that door and find out what that lady's hiding in her submarine. Which is a really weird sentence to say out loud.
We got to keep things PG around here, but that wasn't so bad.
But Cyrannus looks like he's taken a little bit of a grind here on the mage fighters, right on the cube spike tile.
Yeah, up to level 23 right now.
Well, he took a couple fights, I guess not a full-on grind.
And there's that marsh bottom you were talking about earlier.
Oh, well, it wasn't behind the rod lock, so plot thickens.
Indeed. Marsh not incentivized locked or regular, so we're just going to nope out of there.
And Dangwu going to Lefane. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
I always hear a lot of people point out that they don't like making this walk down here. I don't mind it so much, especially if you come across something.
Yeah, it's nice. Like, it gets the carry kill stick with the wizard stick, so sort of thematically pointing you in the right direction. This is the floor that precedes the vanilla carry floor, so maybe it won't be so random this time.
Couple of spike tiles here to check. Gonna skip right past them though.
Another the infamous upstart water floor. That's a good spike tile to find.
Yeah, red dragons on the wrong floor, but you'll take it.
Yeah, especially if they rolled decently, and yeah, that's pretty good.
What is that, less than 200 hit points? Like that first Ice 3 was for 201 and took it down? Triplets.
Yeah. They're babies. And Cyrannus hits Lefane, has not translated that slab that he bought. So, and we're out of entrances in the Cardi Islands, so
Still no carry.
So she is either behind the rod, behind the Oxial, or I guess here in the Cardia double bottom. La-di-da.
Plot thickens.
Yep. So Cyrenus playing fast and loose in the gambles, so checking entrances before digging up incentives.
Oh, look at that. Cyrenus finds carry. Lucky, lucky.
Yep, she's right there top floor in the Bahamut hole. So I'd say Cyrenus, obviously with a clear exploration lead, orb lead, about to be an orb lead, because Dangwu also with 2 orbs lit. Wonder what his mark will be before he goes into Topher. Are you probably going to hit 32 on the black belt? I don't know what we'll do with the mages, but
yeah, I think 32 is definitely the area for the black belt. No real need to take him up to 42 right now. I think with these flags.
Yeah.
One black mage already taking a nap, so looking to spread out that XP already.
And he knows he's going to go back into this Cardia swamp, drop a house, and go beat up some mages and fighters. So while he's doing that, let's catch up and see what Tom Strife's doing. Tom is also joining Dangwu in the Lefane entrance and skipping. Oh, he's skipping everything, but it's a weird place for a shark.
Looks like the Agama floor and the Sharknado floor traded spike tiles.
Yep, and Shadow Flames upstairs, up top right, cleaning up early checks that some of our owners have already done, and we're reminded that we haven't found Northwest Castle yet, so that's likely behind the Oxiale or Rod, as Dangwu finds a waterfall and just instinct play walks the correct path through this procedurally generated waterfall and finds the room.
Squishy gas dragons right there too.
Gotta love that. And Tom, if you walk up, you're gonna find some thin red Ds. And Dangwu rewarded with another ribbon.
Wow, very nice.
So should this Topher have like a nasty script combo of like zaps and cracks, Dangwu going to be in a little bit better position than Cyrenus, and Tom's going to be probably in a similar position with getting this ribbon here too, because out of the waterfall. So an hour, 7 minutes in, how do you feel if you're Dangwu or Shadowed Flames or Tom, Luffy?
I think if you're Dangwu, you gotta feel pretty decent at this point. 2 orbs lit, you got good exploration, you have a good idea where things are, you have your loot, you have your key. Tom and Shadow Flames gotta feel alright as well with their key items, but Tom's levels are a little low for this point in the game, and neither one of them has an orb lit. So I know if I was Tom or Shadow, I'd feel a little behind and start pressing the issue a little bit here.
Is there a certain point in the game, like on the timer, where you start to get worried that you don't have any orbs lit?
I think at this point, knowing that you would have seen probably Lich and or Kraken Tia by now, you would have hoped you could have taken one of them out and had at least one orb lit. I know if I'm over an hour into a seed and I don't have any orbs lit, I'm starting to get a little nervous.
The orb lighting can come pretty quick. As you can see, Cyrenus already level 30 across the board, and we're picking everybody back up now to finish off this grind. So getting the levels pretty quickly here against these mages and fighters. Cyrenus probably feels pretty good. He's skipped a lot of incentive locations and was not burnt by it. And taking the time here to grind a full party grind, so would imagine Styranus feels pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, black belt at level 31, rest of the party right around 31, that one black mage in the mid-20s. I'd feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And there's the second ribbon for Tom.
Dang, we're going to give us a peek at the Oxyel lock.
Come on. I guess northwest. Oh, ooh.
Volcano.
Volcano Armory. That's a big box floor. Sky incentive floor.
Huh. Let's see what we got here.
Rod, maybe?
Yep.
Hey.
There you go. You gotta watch your voodoo right now, Caleb.
We're running out of potential items these things could be, so I guess that makes crown or slab. One of them will turn into the tail. There's a crystal and there's an opal bracelet, so somewhere in there we'll have a fetch. And yeah, we're running out of stuff to find. But Shadowed Flames reminded here that girls with cremate are just terrible.
Yep.
And Shadowed Flames probably feels significantly behind because he hasn't found the floater yet. And it was a little obfuscated, like he has to go to the Onrak area. He needs to get that chime. So the chime led us to the Mirage Tower, which gave us Provoca with the Pirates.
It looks like Tom is trying to whittle down his party here and maybe take a solo or a two-man grind with that white mage black belt.
It's a pretty good call.
Yeah, I saw him walking over some the damage tiles on the Agama floor.
And Danglu gets through the Oxyale and finds the opal bracelet from Astos. So that means our slab will turn into a crystal, will turn into a tail.
And there's level 32 for Styranus' black belt. He's just gonna put the pedal to the metal here.
I'll put a big tentative possibly because I just realized we have 2 dud locations, so carry floor, crystals, all these things could be nothing too. So Styranus attempting to light his 4th and final orb, taking on Tiamat. And we're going traditional fights here. We're gonna fast and temper up kick. And kick punches for 635. Tiamat punches Lady back. And we're going to keep leaning on the tempers. Masa swing. 3 hits, 108. This hit should do it. No. Tia, chunky girl today. She definitely rolled closer to that 300% side.
Yeah. Big punch there.
Yeah. 32 black belt with the crit rate doubled for it, or the vanilla crit rate for it. It's gonna be pretty good. And Dangwu digs up a robot friend.
Oh boy, he's gonna take this fight. Got some ruse, confused strats. Interesting.
It's Dangwu. You get used to it.
You're not wrong there.
Alright, Dangwu. Power bonk. This too, and temper. And Tom back to executing dragons. I gotta talk to that guy about this. He might have a problem. First Cardia.
Styranus making his dive into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Already on spike tile floor.
Wasting no time. So 1 hour 13 minutes, Styranus coming in.
Will we get some validation?
No, Styranus is just gonna go fast. he hasn't seen anything in this seed that's going to slow him down yet. So now, if we see him bounce off of particularly nasty Topher, we might see some adjustments come out as Dangwu takes out the patrolling Warmech. I wonder if he went looking for him.
46,000 XP to those two light warriors. Big level gain.
Yep. Just sort of negated the grind that Cyrannus took time-wise with the single fight. Gonna check the incentive box here on the carry floor. It's either a dud, a tail, or a crystal.
Dangle was still probably looking for that tail. He's going to want to promote with that katana.
Mm-hmm. Shadow Flame's thinking real hard about where he might have misplaced that floater. We see him double checking some entrances, and we know that he's got to sail to Onrak. He has not sailed to those entrances just yet. But here we go, the earth floor, and Cyrannus' black belt got blown up by something. I missed it looking at Shadow Flame's screen.
So did I.
But we got enough life too that this should not be a problem. Taking on Lich, we're gonna fast, wait. Now we're gonna throw a cake. Okay, so power bonk, fast, and wait. Lich isn't hungry today.
Not for that turn. Big swing.
And Kick just takes a handful of cake and just says, "Eat your cake!" and punches him 14 times in the face. Each time, a fistful of cake. Probably approach the same strategies here with carry. We're gonna fast, temper, power bonk, and zap.
Oh no! Oh,
there it is.
Oh, yep. There you go.
Cyrannus, without a ribbon, gonna check the TOF lock boxes and hope that there's a cheeky ribbon in here for him. So carry first turn zap could be problematic.
This could be very interesting how this ends up right now. As Tom continues to take his levels.
Mm-hmm. And there's a good backup fight for Cyrannus, with Harm 4 being enough to sweep through the Whiz Vamp Zombie Ds. So, a heal +4 helmet, not the right kind of hat we're looking for.
Mm-mm. As Dangwu about to promote and get his glow up card.
There
you go.
XCal 5 is real good. Cyrannus not rewarded with a ribbon and TOF lock, as Shadow Flames is going to go take on Kraken. I like this play. We trying to find our footing. Might as well kill a fiend while we're at it. Let's get some kind of progress going here.
Yeah, I agree. When I'm trying to make a decision about where to go, what can I do, I know that if I could find a fiend floor that I remember, just take in there, think while I move, and just take out the fiend.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder right now, at this point, if he just didn't notice that Northern Progression was turned on with that dock over there. I know that I've left that once or twice, so...
Yeah, and I've done the opposite where I've sailed there and the dock hasn't been there. And that also feels bad. Alright. And Tom lost the stairs. You gotta go around, bud. You gotta go around. It looks like the way we're supposed to go, but yeah. Walking, there's something about walking backwards through floors on entrance floor shuffle that is extra confusing the first several times you do it. Walking backwards through the Earth Cave floors in particularly messes me up, especially Earth 2 or Earth 4. I'm like, wait, where am I? How am I supposed to walk out of here?
Yeah, you're so very used to going one particular route through the dungeon that having to backtrack your way it can definitely cross you up.
But Shadow Flames lights that water orb. Cyrus checks the validation boxes, is not rewarded. And Tom gonna find. Well, here he's been here. He's been to Provoca. We're gonna go visit the clinic. And decent levels now, so it's got to be feeling a little bit better. I like to play keeping the ninja up front, helping with that ambush chance. Or not.
Ooh, is that Gura Medusa's with Death Touch right there?
What?
Is that what that was?
What?
Ooh. Ooh.
So this Topher dive is not getting any kinder to Cyrus, so leaving the door open for Danglu, Tom, and Shadow to catch up.
And Dangwu with those ribbons and those big sticks gonna be coming fast. Saren is continuing to take this dive. I know that, like, I would feel... I would just keep going. I mean, you can't leave here looking for a ribbon. You can maybe open the few chests along the way, but you got to just press forward now. You made your choices. You skipped your boxes. You just got to keep going. You got to maybe hope for some turn order on carry and just make the best of it.
Yeah. And I'm trying to confirm if we did in fact see Death Touch on those Medusas.
I don't think they punched for a lot of HP, but I mean, they sent down the Black Mage and the Black Belt pretty fast.
They do have Death Touch. You did see that correctly. Luckily, we did not see them with the ambush or the... Well, we don't. They might have a high ambush rate. We just might have levels to kind of counter it, but we didn't see the corresponding blaze. As Shadowed Flames making use of his ship, and we're gonna check out Ordeal. So he's gonna get a little bit of information here. He's gonna find out that Bahamut's here. So Cyrus back on carry, first turn zap, and White Mage, Black Belt resist. So, and carry gets one punched. So
there you go.
We're through that fight, but will Kraken 2, Tia 2, and Chaos play as nice?
Kraken 2, kind of the first legit gatekeeper of Topher Revisited. Carry can be a little punchy from time to times, but definitely Kraken's the one you watch out for.
And Gregly Puff in chat asking if we had any finishers. So there are about 6 other runners running off stream in the SRL room, and no one has finished yet. So as far as we know, Cyrus is the deepest into this seed so far, as Danglu lights his 4th orb, and arguably in a little bit better position gear-wise.
There you go, Shadow. Shadow realizing his play, finding that dock by Onrak. Gonna find his progression.
Yeah, and he's gonna be real happy to see it. But Cyrus through Kraken, but catches the vampires with Cremate.
Yeah, the Team Edward fan club over here.
Oh, don't forget you got the TNT. I mean, the TNT wasn't what you needed, but forget what the TNT turned into. We have tracker notes for this. Thank you, Dingo Brewer and Tannen. And it was it was the herb which led to the key. So, yeah, Shadow, please remember that you have the TNT, as off stream Thundercloud has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 10 seconds. So, GG's to Thundercloud. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. So, Tannen, one of the trackers, letting us know that he already had the Urban Key, so he had already been here before, so I guess when he came down here, he just didn't have the adamant to turn in. So,
okay.
yeah, just kind of the way routing can do you. As Siren is taking on Tia 2, Slow 2 comes out, but it looked like that hit one of the mages, I think.
As Dangwu progressing his way through Topher, only a couple floors behind.
All right, so Cyrenus through Tia 2, making his way to Chaos. So
That
short of
putting in work.
Yeah, short of Chaos having like a first turn zap or crack or bane, Cyrenus should be okay. Just he knows to prioritize the wall cast and get as many evasions or tempers and whatnot up onto the black belt as you can. And Dangwu finds the death touch and runs away.
That ribbon.
Unfortunately, ribbons won't protect you from
So that was
death
just levels
touch.
then.
Yep, levels and just luck. Death touch does not have a status associated with it. So,
Well, that's me learning. Shadow picks up his floater.
just yells at Bicky 6 more times. Tries to NPC guillotine him. Here comes Cyrenus on Chaos. We're getting the fast off. We got the wall off. Here comes the temper. Chaos puts Lady to sleep. We're going to keep the tempers coming, keep the power bonk going. Oh, we're just going to start punching now. And here comes a single target invis. Non-elemental swirl rolls through with pretty okay damage. 15 hits, 844. Chaos is going to need to work quickly if he's going to stop Cyrenus here. Here comes more invis. Another massive punch. 16 hits, 1575. Another temper. Here comes the damage poison. Lord on the ropes, but Kick still rocking with 500 plus HP. Down goes Krim, the white mage, 1700 hits. So Chaos definitely rolled closer to the 3000% side. This hit should do it though, and it does. So Cyrenus takes second place with an official time of 126.40. Get them GGs in chat. I'm going to see if Cyrenus wants to come talk to us.
GG, Cyrenus, nice job. Dangwu pulling his Kraken 2 fight. Just going full offense. Nuke, swing, fade, nuke. Ooh, Kraken punching down that ninja. Big swing from the X-Cal, 345. Fade comes out, 296. Another swing. Ruse. Nuke.
Ooh.
Kraken punching down that knight. Uh-oh.
Ooh. And ooh, Asher soaks the hit though. Here comes Quadex ineffective. So time for the infamous White Samurai to activate. We're gonna cure 4. Nuke firing off for 112. We're gonna stick with fades, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
324.
I'm pretty sure he gave Asher the Masa, but wanted to stick with the consistent damage of the spells. Can't blame him.
Mm-hmm. He's got the katana on that ninja, X-Cal on the knight, Massa on the white wizard.
Alright, here comes Tia 2.
You got Power Bonk, Invis 2, and Fast. Defense sword on the ninja.
Oh.
Nuclear. Did not see that the first time through.
No, we did not.
Everybody's still up though. Some more
Yeah.
Viz. Tempers. Ooh, big swing.
All right.
Dang, we're through Tia 2.
And Tom headed to Kraken, gonna light his water orb. So we had our veterans sort of neck and neck with one another, and our newer players also sort of racing one another. And we have our first place finisher on stream, Cyranus. GG, how you doing, man?
GG, man.
I'm doing pretty great. I'm a little sad about that first zap out of carry, though.
Yeah. But we have Dangu just now pulling Chaos. Luffy, you want to call this?
Yeah, sure, I got you. Defense sword going off for that ninja. Fast off the black mage onto the knight. Some temper. More power bonk. More invis. And another temper. Temper goes off, hits. Swirl coming out from Chaos. Everybody still on their feet. Power bonk. Another temper.
That was some high rolls for that swirl.
Mm-hmm. And Viz 2, a couple stacks of evasion out there on that knight. That's going to be your main damage dealer. Defense sword up on that ninja, I think, as well. Try to have a second damage dealer. Lock 2. 10 hits, 524. Confused strats coming out again. Damage poison. Good night to the black wizard and the ninja. Tier 4. Swinging by that X-Cal, 10 hits, 500 damage. We know this Chaos rolled on the big side right here, on the upper end of the 300 range. Single target invis, going to protect that knight. Another swing by that X-Cal, 10 hits, 792, punching through, doing damage. Another swing, 10 hits, 467. 10 hits, 692. He's got to be up around 2,800 hit points of damage so far. The white wizard down on a knee. 10 hits, 792. Another swing. 10 hits, 792 again. Another swing. 10 hits, 529. Chaos still on his feet. Another swing. And GG's there for Dangwoo. 10 hits, 500 damage. Dangwoo finishes second place on stream right now with an official time of 1:31:57.
And while Dangwu was fighting, Demon Frog also finished off stream for third place in the race with 1 hour, 30 minutes, 48 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Dangwu, Demon Frog. Cyranus, talk to us about all the stuff you skipped.
Did I skip stuff?
Well, like you
Were
walked
there
into...
ribbons out there somewhere?
Oh yeah, Dangwu found 2 of them.
Mhm.
And one of them was in the waterfall. Skipping stuff I was getting at, like we saw you walk into ordeals to just leave, that kind of stuff. Like you were just sort of skipping entrances once you got airborne. I assumed you're just sort of on the hunt for a carry, that you wouldn't need any other key items.
Exactly. I had the key items I needed, so I was on the lookout for carry only at that point, basically. I guess there was a chance that I might have needed the rod and gone back to rod lock, which would have, made me angry, but oh well.
How did the flags feel for you? This floor entrance shuffle dud seed.
The start is just, when you have deep towns and it's all shuffled like that, the start is going to be a gigantic mess.
Mm-hmm.
The whole seed just kind of felt rough. The location for that floater, I feel like everyone must have last location that thing.
Yeah, the floater was not... You were the first on stream to dig it up. Dangle wasn't far behind you. Tom Strife wasn't far behind you. Shadowed had been to dwarves without the adamant
Mm-hmm.
and went back because he put off the he didn't get the ruby till very late. Like he orphaned those early entrances, which came back to bite him a little bit. But he's picking up steam now. He's about to get, I think this is his second ribbon.
Been to
So
dwarves?
yeah, dwarves had the chime that gave you the
Oh, right. You needed
Yeah.
the chime first.
yeah. So it was a big old like fetch quest mess.
It really was.
But we didn't see too many of the dud locations, so
No, I'm guessing that they were probably behind that rod lock and stuff like that.
yeah.
Maybe Sky. I guess I did kind of go through Sky and not check that.
That was the Sky was the rod.
Oh, and I didn't check Volcano
Yeah.
because I was just so happy to see Carrie that it was like, all right, I don't even care what's in the chest here.
Yeah, Volcano was the tail, so you didn't really need that anyway with your black belt.
No, definitely not. And I had just found my grind tile, so I was like, I'm just going to kill Carrie, do my grind to 32, and whatever's going to happen in Topher is going to happen in Topher. Either I'll make my savings throws or not.
All right. So Tom gonna translate his slab. We didn't see what this turned into. I would imagine this is a this would be one of the duds. The slab turn in as
Yeah, checking our tracker notes right now. Looks like it might turn into the crystal, one of the few items we have not found, or it could be one of our duds.
all right. So Cyrus, was there ever a thought to cross your mind to take a fighter in this with these flags?
I considered it, but if you offer me this much experience and you're not going to nerf black belts, I'll usually take one.
Yeah.
I'll accept the fact that my beginning game is going to be rough and I'll really be relying on those mages, which might not be the best idea in a flag set like this when towns are deep and you don't know if or when you're going to find any.
Yeah.
But still, I like doing it. I just like seeing the big damage out of the black belt.
Oh yeah, and you were cranking it out with your black belt. I think you were averaging like 15 to 1700 damage per hit. Or per punch, rather. It's like 15 hits, so.
Yeah, you knew Chaos wasn't going to stand up too long. At that point, I had the wall up. The only hope for him was to get something through the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not roll very high evade either. So, but Tom's going to pull carry. We're going to punch and fast and just kind of, the thief and white mage are just going to watch the fireworks as carry tries to, cover their eyes so they don't see it. And she successfully blinds the thief. And here comes the punch, and down goes Carrie. So third orb lit for Tom Strife. Shadowed Flames working his way.
4 orbs for Tom, actually, right there, I think. This is 4th.
Okay.
I thought I saw 3 lit when he made a pause before.
Yep, he is headed to Topher, so...
Question in chat from Demon Frog. What grind tiles did people find? Cyrinus, you were taking the fighter and mage tile pretty good.
We found, I think Tom took red D's in the Sharknado floor.
That's right.
And Dangwoo took Mormec.
He was patrolling tonight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I walked through his area and was like, should I take Warmac if I see him? But I just never saw him, and I wasn't going to go looking.
Yeah.
Tom Strife doing some menuing, moving those heal pots to the right location before he takes his dive.
Tom Strife running a clean race here, so It's the first time I think he's been restreamed and into Topher, and there's still quite a few people left in this race, so good on Tom.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough early game for everybody. Tom's recovered nicely, has really picked up the pace, took his levels, he's ready to make this dive.
Yeah, and he's definitely got the firepower to do it with that black belt. As Shadowed still opening boxes. I mean, you can still find some decent stuff. Maybe a white shirt, another ribbon. Less than greater than. Just giving us a Zeus 2 gauntlet. That's pretty good.
And some free lightning too. Never going to turn down free AoE.
Yep. Let's see if Tom can get through the Earth floor without seeing that Death Touch Gur Medusa. And there's the pack.
There you are.
Oh, here it comes.
And doesn't see it. So
wow, got away.
There's a lot of hits there. Said you can miss me with that Death Touch. That'll be fun to talk to him about in the.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh look, Death Touch on the Gur Medusas. Chat must be going wild."
They didn't have Blaze or Ambush. All right, but he's up and through Lich 2 and coming on to carry.
See if Carrie pulls out that first turn zap again.
And going with single target Invis and fast, and Invis comes out, fast comes out, punch, and Tom just whistling his way through this Topher.
Never mind.
Grindy finishes off stream official time of 1 hour 40 minutes 7 seconds. So get those GGs in chat for Grindy. Another newer runner to the community, joined up during the spring tournament this past spring and was making a run of it, running Fighter Black Mage a lot. Running those 2-person parties as Shattered Flames pulls Carry 1 and Tom cleaning up Kraken 2. What are we gonna do? It ain't broke, don't fix it. We're gonna evasion fast and punch him. And Kraken not even punching that hard, can't even drop the thief with a punch. So Tom making use of that defense sword.
Yeah, like I said, free cast of Ruse, that's a great pickup.
And Shattered Flames through, carry 1, lights another orb, getting a little bit closer to that finish line. He's got to go to Tiamat and Kraken. And Tom in a little bit of trouble here. Needs that turn order. So 2,000 damage is more than enough. But White Mage on a knee against Kraken is not what you want to see.
No, you definitely want to keep that White Wizard or White Mage on her feet. She's got your life cast. You don't want to see her go down. Defense sword and that black belt, you can maybe try to man mode it with the power bonk, but
yeah,
you don't want to do it if you can help it.
Do a cheeky grind on Tia floor to get that MDEF up. Here comes Tia 2. We didn't see anything too spooky from her.
I think she had nuclear on one roll.
Yeah.
Though. If we can get past that.
Yeah, I think Dangu saw the nuclear.
She didn't have a lot of hit points, though. One punch for about 1,400 set her down. Looks like it was even less than that.
Say goodnight to you. All right, Tom Strife walking down the aisle.
All 4 light warriors still on their feet.
Yeah.
Very nice late game run here by Tom.
Shattered Flames digging up that slab. And here comes Chaos. So what are we going to do? We're going to open with a swing, Invis 2, a punch, nerves, defense sword, and fast. So test swing from the thief coming out will give him the information that Chaos has no absorb and no evasion. Oh, that's a coral sword though. Never mind, I thought the thief would have had the Masa there, so the requisite first turn swirl comes through and it's fine. And look, casting the wall, that's a heads up play, doing a little more power bunk. Edge goes to sleep. And we accidentally temper the wrong person. The wall comes out. That black belt is safe now. We just need to get his evasion all the way up. A second defense sword would have done it, but I'm going to lean into the tempers, and good God, this Chaos isn't going to know what hit him. When Tom finally unleashes that black belt, it's going to be a 500% Kraken 2 clamp punch.
The fury of 1,000 suns.
Ooh, gotta watch out for that though. Those crits through evasion. And black belt's on the ropes with only 215 HP. There's the punch.
5 stacks of evasion, I think, on that black belt.
So 6 hits, 1,500 damage. And going with the heal pot strats, did we run out of Cure 4 magic or Cure 3 on that? Fire and nukes. There's another punch. So we know Chaos has maybe got 2 or 3 of those punches left in him, and we're going to keep with the heal pots. Nuke 352. Give me those nuke rolls when I go to Topher.
Ink-free turn. Another big swing.
There it is.
Nice. GG's, Tom.
Let's see if we get Tom to come in for an interview with an official SRL time, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 37 seconds. Get them GGs for Tom in chat. This dude showed up, but that's a respectable showing. 20 minutes off Serenus. Like, I consider myself lucky to finish within 20 minutes of Serenus. Okay, so Tom Strife lets us know that he packed up his microphone and everything. He's moving across the country, so he can't jump into chat. So make sure you get those GGs in chat for him.
Gotta respect him playing a game when he has it packed and ready to go on a trip. Much respect.
All right, and Shadowed Flames cleaning it up. He's not far off from this. I think this is just a matter of him needing to realize that he is in go mode, and he just needs to go to Tia, which we found at Marsh Cave, and Kraken, which he's found Kraken, I believe. So let's double check our notes. Kraken was at the volcano, so he's got to go back to that marsh split.
And both fiends were not super deep either. I think maybe 1 to 2 floors down. So
yeah. So this is just a matter of what Gregory Puff and you and I were talking about earlier, Luffy. It's just a matter of remembering, like, the notes that you take are of the utmost importance when it comes to the entrance floor shuffle. And we got Tom Strife hanging out with us in chat now. GG's, Tom. You raised a hell of a seed, man. That was. So Tom, is this your first restreamed run? And Shadow gonna show us what's through the rod lock. This is exciting. Tom letting us know he was restreamed once during the Duck Derby, so.
Okay.
These ducks, they're running strong, man. Well, you're one of them too, Luffy.
I am. I came in at the very end of the Duckling Derby. I missed it by a couple weeks, so I'm excited to, this fall tournament and the next Derby. I can't wait to participate.
Yeah, the next Derby should be coming up right around the beginning of the new year, I think is what they're saying. So the Fall League will be the final event for the calendar year, I believe, and then take a break for the holidays, come back, fresh start in January with a Winter Duck Derby, and it's always exciting to see. So, and the duckling program that Gregley Puff and other folks on the Discord have like helped out with in the past, Moist Mogwai, Tarnin, all the folks that have through the history of FFR that have helped out the new players, getting them up and running is pretty remarkable with the turnaround that we've seen. Like folks like Groggy Dog, Sirlink a lot, Gouda, 632, the Duckling Supremes of the past turn into the future champions of other events, where we saw Sirlink a lot do really, really well in the co-op tournament with Thunder, and it's always exciting watching the duckling stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I've been around for a couple months now, and everybody has been nothing but helpful and friendly and willing to give advice. I mean, it's a great community out there of people that just love to play and love to have fun.
And off stream, Reese Wolf finishes in 7th place with 1 hour 46 minutes 56 seconds. Joining us in chat. Get them GGs in chat for Reese.
GGs, Reese. Shadow Flames on the Bridge of Destiny, gonna pull his Tiamat.
All right. And none of these early fiends really did anything too bad. I'm a little curious about Shadow's level situation. I don't know what he's going to do with that black belt. We haven't really committed to a grind, but high 20s black belt, it's not terrible. It'll get some work done. But it looks like protecting that fighter, putting it in the back row, going to kind of weigh our options there. Yeah, fasted black belt, 11 hits, 199. Might be time to switch strategies into that fighter with that Masa.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the damage poison rolling through.
Low roll, everybody's still on their feet.
So I think, yeah, let's switch strategies here. This is taking a little too long. Let's throw some bracks at this guy. I know whenever I punch Tiamat for a couple rounds and I'm only doing like 200 to 300 damage, I'm like, I've had enough of this. You get broken into pieces.
There you go. Cut him into pizza.
Borking into pizzas. All right. So Shadowed Flames just needs to go back to... I think we just need, is it Lich or Kraken that he's missing?
I believe it is Kraken, so he's got to head back to Volcano to pick up his Calamari.
Oh, and our tracker Tannen pointing out that it's Lich, and we found Lich early on.
Oh.
So I don't know about you, Luffy, but I'd be nowhere without these trackers sometimes.
I mean, you got to respect what they do. I've tracked a couple races. It is not easy, especially when there's 4 streams on there. Much love to the trackers.
Yeah, and it's the floor entrance shuffle, and everybody's going in different directions.
Yeah, that first 20 minutes of tracking a floor and entrance shuffle is wild. But then when everybody starts really figuring everything out and you start getting your items, it's really just paying attention to shard count at that point, if that's what you were running.
And off stream, Fry Teeth takes 8th place with an official time of 1 hour 52 minutes even. So get them GGs in chat for Fry Teeth, another one of the newer runners in the community. Participated in the co-op tournament, I believe was involved in the Duckling Derby, or came in around the same time you did, Luffy, right around that time, but or at least became active around that time. So I know a lot of folks, they've been in the community for a while, and they sort of take a while to warm up and start engaging and participating in this stuff, and it's not long before you're cake and Lich and diving Topher.
No, you gotta feed him his cake. You'll love to see it.
Just eat it. I don't want to hear that you're full. All right.
Daniel would be so proud.
Yeah. All right, Shadowed Flames coming in. Will Shadowed see the Death Touch Gurmadeuses? Will Shadowed see the first turn zap? Well, he's in a little bit better. He's got those ribbons that everyone but Cyranus found. Sorry, Cyranus.
It's alright, I just didn't feel like I needed them tonight.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't with the flags.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do.
I mean, if that zap wasn't on the first turn, I wouldn't have needed it.
This is true. All right, through the loot gate. Here we go. Shadow Flame is going to try to knock this out, break the under the 2-hour mark. It's always a good benchmark to consistently get under when you're a new runner.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I cracked 2 hours on a seed. It was a very, very good feeling.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. The Floor of Destiny. Will you see the Gurmedusas?
Very interesting that this floor was pretty much the toughest thing in the entire Topher right here if you run into those Gurmedusas. Everything else pretty tame.
The Shadow Flame's taking a pause at letting us know in the SRL room that if we need to give Randomania their channel back, he's willing to not. But no, we want to watch this.
Yeah, we want Shadow to finish this out.
Oh, and Darren Dry's off stream takes a forfeit. I wonder if it was just bad turn order with the zaps or the Gurmedusas that got him. Arguably the worst stuff we've seen in this Topher, and here come the Gurmedusas.
There's one.
And luckily it was just the 4-pack, and we mismenued.
Oh,
We mismenued.
Get away from there. Get away. There you go. Okay.
All right. So at least the Gurmedusas have not caused a party wipe for our runners on stream.
I did reset out of them if you count that as a party wipe.
I did notice that reset out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They got my
Not
wipe
like-
page, so I mean,
Yeah.
reset. That's a wipe.
They do in fact have Death Touch, Gregglypuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a bunch of hits. But here comes Lich 2. We're gonna fight, Invis, and cake. Do the cake, and we're gonna fast. Okay.
Yeah, play it safe, Brad, here.
Yeah, Lightning 2 rolls through. And good night,
Yeah.
Lich.
That was what, less than 350 hit points right there?
Yeah. What 30% bosses can look like.
Yeah.
A question from chat: did anyone find ribbons? We did. Dangwu and Shadowed Flames found 2. I believe Tom also had 2.
Mm-hmm.
They found the incentive ribbon and the one loose in the waterfall.
Ooh, unrunnable Agamas.
There was a ribbon in Ordeals as well. So I guess we did not find the incentive ribbon.
Hmm.
That would be because there was not an incentive ribbon.
You know, that's why I keep you around, Cyrus.
That is correct.
It was the opal, which also I did not find.
Opal Cheerio was
We did see that. Yeah.
Astos.
All right, here comes Carrie. What are we gonna get? What's gonna happen? What we got? Power bonk. We're gonna punch. We're gonna invis. We're going to fast. So put everything into that top slot fighter. Test punch. 6 hits, 310 for the black belt. Here comes the zap.
Misses everyone.
You missed me with that zap. Spreading out the invis love, throwing an invis onto the black belt. Now we're going to temper the black belt. Okay. Mixing it up, spreading out, hedging our bets. Punch from the black belt. 6 hits, 199. Goodbye, Carrie.
Alright. Shadow and Flames on the seafloor now. Oof, pack of Nagas and Waters.
This is a low-key, like, solid XP fight if you could take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch out for these big guys. They did have damage poison. Shadow Flames, A+ pathing through that floor.
Mm-hmm.
I always mess up that floor, man. I'm always just like walking around slamming into walls.
Yeah, me too.
Walking is the hardest thing to do in this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, with the touch rate pushed up so far, I mean, you're walking so much faster than the vanilla game. Sometimes you gotta hit the B button to slow yourself down. Big swing by Kraken on that Black Wizard puts her to sleep.
Well, that's fine. Kraken takes 6 hits, 231.
Kraken trying to back row the knight. Lost swing. 5 for 344. 6 for 146. Kraken had about, what, 12 to 1400 hit points, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Heel stick strats.
Something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Kraken rolled pretty thick. It's hard to tell when everybody was blowing them up for like 1800 damage.
Alright. Shadow running a little low on heal pots right now.
Yeah, and it looks like the healing magic didn't roll too favorably. You'd love to see like heal 2 or heal 3 land in one of those first 4 spell slots for sure.
Yeah. Heal 2 is definitely nice when it rolls level 1. You can just kind of spam 9 charges of that pretty quick, save yourself some menuing.
Oh yeah, especially in places like the volcano or ice cave.
Mm-hmm.
All right, nuclear opens up and puts Amy to bed. We're punching 4 hits, 221, so we're already doing some pretty good damage without that fast caster anymore. We know Tia has got a little bit of HP. You know, Tia probably, I think, if I remember right, Tia rolled pretty close to vanilla, so as long as we can keep Jin and one of our melees alive, we should be okay here. Tia should fall this round.
There it is.
Yeah, so barring a catastrophe on Chaos, Shadowed should have this, and showing that you don't got to get that black belt to 32 if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Is, I mean, it's not, it's the party comp with the double melee is definitely a safe feature here, because if one goes down, you have that Masa fighter for backup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got single cure. Yeah,
Just
making it work.
to top everybody off.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. This Chaos rolled on the beefy side of 300, so we're going to have to get some evasion and some stacks of temper or power bonk off. Help ourselves punch through. First punch, 6 hits, 95 damage. Fog cast coming out. There's that swirl. Low roll on 3 out of the 4 warriors. That's good. Power bonk. Fast coming out onto the black belt. Punch. 12 hits, 377. That's a little better. Damage poison. Everybody's still on their feet. More fog coming out on that knight. temper on the black belt. More fog and a swing. Massive swing, 10 hits, 192. Punch by the black belt. 12 hits, 210. Temper coming out. Chaos swings. Everybody's still on their feet again. Getting a little hairy though. Gonna switch it up to fade. Temper. Another swing. 10 hits, 482.
All right, we're getting there.
210 on that fade. And the black belt goes down.
And we need to start getting and there goes the fighter. So we need to start getting evasion up on that fighter. That single target is so clutch when it comes to those evasion stacks. With this HP and no good healing magic, this is an uphill battle.
Yeah, Ruse and too late. Chaos takes down Shadowed, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he has dropped out of the race, said he's not going to take up any more of our time. I'm going to see if he wants to come in and talk to us about it. It's a strong showing from both of our newer runners, Tom Strife and Shadowed Flames. And it was really neat watching the early game where everybody was just sort of all over the place, and there was no clear, like Cyranus kind of jumped out early and with the quick cheeky orb leads, but Shadowed was there making a lot of the checks with you. Tom was there, like there was interesting like sort of route convergence always on like half of the screen. And Shadow's gonna come in here and he's just gonna take a second and he'll jump in here in a minute. So but yeah, it's always fascinating to see how the route convergence works across like veteran players and newer players to kind of, I think it'll be really helpful for newer players to watch their restream races back, which I'd always encourage new folks to join and hop in and don't be too shy and ask for a restream slot, because it's really good place to get some good feedback. And Shadowed Flames joining us in the booth. GG Shadowed.
Yeah, GG Shadow, man.
You may be muted.
Oh.
Well, can you hear us, Shadowed? Your mic may be muted.
Moogles Doodles in chat throwing out the Kupo. Gotta love the Final Fantasy reference right there.
All right. Yeah, Moogles Doodles has been hanging out, rooting for Shadowed for most of that race, if not all of it. So,
yeah, I was rooting for Shadow myself too. He's been a great resource for me, learning how to track and helping me out. He's always willing to help out. So big GG's to Shadow. Tough break on Chaos tonight, but it was a good race overall, buddy.
all right. And while Shadowed is working on getting his mic working, I guess we'll talk to Cyranus. Cyranus, final thoughts?
It was a great race. Had a lot of fun. You know what? Anytime I can come into second to Thunder by just a short bit is obviously a great race for me. I was very happy with it.
Hey, Shadowed.
Technical
doing, buddy?
difficulties and everything else, and then a cat to boot. I just love my life tonight.
Dude, you did it was a hell of a race, man. Like, don't beat yourself up too much. Thank you. You watch this back and you'll get a lot of insight into, especially like being like side by side directly with Cyranus, who routed this very, very well. There were several times where you and Cyranus, or you and Dangu, or Tom and you, or everybody was routes and path things were overlapping with one another, and it was sort of difficult to tease out who was or wasn't ahead in like the first 20 to 30 minutes. And then Cyranus slowly started lighting orbs as he found fiends. And I think that the big thing for you, Shadowed, was just the adamant being
Yeah.
as late of a turn-in as it was for you. So most of the runners were able to turn in the adamant and the TNT at the same time because they had gone through that Titan wormhole with the Ruby. So
yeah, by the time I found it, it was already a bit too late. And piece of advice for anyone watching who may be wanting to learn this game: please don't do what I do and take decent notes. You notice Lich was the last fiend I found, and I should have had it early because my stupid self did not mark down the dwarf cave properly.
oh no.
So I get 3 orbs later. I'm looking around, it's like, okay, where is this last fiend at? And I look over, it's like, wait, why does dwarf have nothing next to it?
Oh no.
And then 3 floors in, there's Lich, and it's like, okay, I know in Zelda Randomizer you have frustration slashes. What's the equivalent for Final Fantasy Randomizer? And no, repeatedly talking to Bicky does not count.
That was pretty close. I said you're trying to NPC guillotine them.
No, that was the closest I could do to frustration slashes, because what else can you do with it?
I've been there. I was during the broadcast. I was telling Luffy about how I found in a race a couple years ago. I found Masa very late in Matoya's for free, and my opponent had it from the beginning of the seed, and I went into I think I just spammed the treasure chest.
Yeah.
or I went into my menu and I just equipped and unequipped the Masa a million times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's understandable.
We've all been there, Shadowed. This was I know you're newer to racing, but you've been helping out with the broadcast stuff, so I'm always excited to see our broadcast volunteers kind of transition over and follow in Danny's footsteps as the tracker queen who became the co-op champion, who became the co-op. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, so doing super well in that event, and it's just exciting. I like the new player community a lot here with FFR, but
yeah, it's just that was my biggest thing, the adamant and not taking notes. If it wasn't for that, I was happy with my time up until I saw 123, 130, 135, 5 people finishing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what did I do wrong?
Well, whenever you're racing against folks like Thunder and Cyranus and Demon Frog, I know Demon Frog has taken a little bit of a break, but these vets, they come back, they derust, and it's scary. So to jump into a floor entrance shuffle dud race with deep towns, and was this your first time being restreamed as well, Shadowed?
Yes, it was. So there was a little bit of nerves. I freely admit it.
Hats off to you, good sir. This was not a seed for the faint of heart to do for their first time. So,
well, it seems like I never do anything at half measures. So live and learn and try to do better the next time.
That's the best attitude to have. I look forward to watching you race in the future, and I'll be happy to step in and do commentary for any race or track a race that you're doing, so you can actually get a jump in a race. So,
well, we'll see how it goes. That's all I'm going to commit to at the moment.
All right. Well, why don't you give us your final thoughts here on this seed, and we'll start wrapping the show up.
Let's see. Knowing that I have to keep it PG rated.
That would be preferable. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Bleeping bleep, bleep bleep, bleep bleep, chaos, bleep bleep.
Fair.
Aside from that, take better notes. And that's all I've got.
Very apt advice. So I just want to thank the trackers, Tannen and Dingo Brewer, for doing the tracking for us. Did a wonderful job. Darkmoon for doing the restream, and Luffy for doing comms with me. Luffy, why don't you take us home, man?
All right, everybody. Want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to thank the trackers and the restreamer as well, and my co-coms Caleb. It's been a great night for Final Fantasy Randomizer. So ciao and chillax, everybody. Gone.